So Chris and I just watched this movie called William Tell, which is a 2024 epic historical action film, and I'm reading this because I don't really know a lot of these people. Written and directed by Nick Hamm. It's based on the play of the same name, starring his name is I think it's Claes Bang. I previously saw him as Dracula. BBC did a Dracula rendition with him. It's also got two of the people from the Willow TV show they did. Ellie Bamber, who played Laura Dannon as an adult, and also and I gotta find his name because I always forget it. Dun, dun. He might not even be here as a main cast member. I might have to go look him up. I don't think he is. It's got a whole bunch of other people. Connor Swindells, Golshifteh Farahani, Jonah Hauer-King, Rafe Spall, Emily Beecham, Jonathan Pryce, and Ben Kingsley are both here, but in very, very minute roles. And the guy whose name is I'm forgetting here, and I gotta find it. Oh, Billy Postlethwaite is in here too, son of Postlethwaite, and he's one of the sheriffs in Silo. He was here as a bad guy role, which was really interesting. Oh, here it is. Amar Chadha Patel is the other guy from Willow. So seeing him and Ellie Bamber showing up from Willow, this is obviously a big um, UK production because it had a whole bunch of UK cast members in it. So um, yeah, this was really good. I did not expect a lot going into this. It's kind of like there's a little bit of modern language, but for the most part, this is it's very old style English. So the writing and the presentations are almost like you're going to see a theater, because it is based on a play, and you definitely get the vibe of that from the writing. But generally speaking, and I am going to spoil the story a little bit here for those who don't know, but essentially, in the way this film plays out is he is an ex-crusader who lives in Switzerland in the year 1307, and at this time Switzerland is under the rule of the Austrian royal house of Habsburg, um, and nobody likes the Austrians, and they're not nice people. Ben Kingsley plays this super corrupt king. Um, and anyway, he's an ex-crusader, and he um, he has a buddy of his who's also an ex-crusader, and they have been at home at peace for a long time, right? They've been war is out of their minds, and they're at peace here. And the movie starts out where you have the tax collector, who's played by Postlethwaite, who shows up at a neighboring lord's village looking to collect taxes, and that lord is out farming, and he's a little light on coin, but he's rushing back to the village to meet the tax collector. The tax collector shows up when the guy's out at the fields and proceeds to take payment from the guy's wife and violates her and then kills her. And then that guy comes home and sees that this has happened, and he kills the tax collector. And then he goes on the run. William Tell happens to be out hunting with his son and ends up in this fishing village at the same time as this guy who's on the run shows up. And he decides that he's going to help this guy escape the tax collector. And that starts this chain of events where he becomes involved, and along with his friend, who are both ex soldiers, they become involved in this ever increasingly um, bad set of scenarios where things just getting progressively worse, and he goes from being a man who just wants to live in peace to once again getting drawn back into violence and getting drawn into this rebellion and becoming a figurehead for the rebellion, and um, going on from there. Some of the things I will praise this movie for: the sets, the landscapes. I'm assuming they filmed all of this in Switzerland because it is absolutely breathtaking. The mountain regions that they filmed in, just stunning photography, filmography here, cinematography. Um, the costuming is just divine. They've got some really good action sequences. It is very interesting to see how heavy they go on like the crossbow because they're like out hunting with crossbows and everybody's got crossbows, including the priests who have these little like handheld crossbows, which felt a little over the top a little bit, but I was willing to put it out of my mind because this is, a sort of a fun. Um, it's a very interesting movie, but it's definitely um, like I said, it's historical fiction more than anything else. But it's a great film nonetheless. Everybody gives really good performances. Sometimes it feels like they're on stage with the dialogue that they're giving, and sometimes it feels like you're in the middle of like sort of any sort of medieval action film that we've seen. I don't know what the critical response has been per se. I'm looking right now. It says Rotten Tomatoes has 56 of 50 critics are positives. It's got like a 50% rating out of all. It doesn't look like it got that great of reviews from the critics. I had quite a good time with it. Like I said, I would probably give it like a 75 to 80, somewhere in there out of 100. Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand because there were some things that take you out, like the crossbow thing. And sometimes it felt really weird, the juxtaposition between like old style English and then modern style English. And it's unfortunate, like what two of the biggest older actors they have here on the screen, in terms of Ben Kingsley and Jonathan Pryce, have like next. I feel like they probably only worked like 3 or 4 days, maybe a week on set because both of these guys, they're older gentlemen, now. But Ben Kingsley gives a very campy performance, very hammy performance. This is like super evil um, king of Austria, and then Jonathan Pryce had a very tiny role where he was like this, um, the leader of an old Swiss family who has like 2 or 3 scenes, and then he dies, and that was it. So that felt kind of weird. And they leave the film in a really weird place where it could be a sequel if it ever decided that if it was going to do well. But as I understand, I'm looking at the numbers right now. It cost 45 million to produce, but it hasn't even made a million. It's like made just over $500,000 at the box office since it released, which I think it came out February, January 10th, 2025. Oh, so it only had a UK release though. So it didn't have an international release. This is just a UK film. So um, I liked this. Chris liked this. I think if you like historical action films, this isn't probably going to be of the same scope as say what Ridley Scott has done with Kingdom of Heaven or Robin Hood or Gladiator. But this is definitely like for a 40 to $50 million budget. This is a good film. Great costumes, fun action romp. It's got some villainous bad guys who play really really villainous bad guys. And everybody sort of brings, I feel like everybody brought their A game to this. Like it's definitely a working man's film where it's a lot of working actors putting in the time and, filling the page and filling the screen and doing the work. And his, like the only thing I've ever seen him in apart from this was Dracula. He was great in that Dracula production, and I thought he did a very good job here too as well. So I think if you like these types of films, you might enjoy this. Go out there, give it a watch. Let me know your thoughts. Drop them down below. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. And of course, I do lots of other films, TV shows, and video games. And we do daily streams every day at around 5 a.m. Central. So we'll see you next time. Stay safe and happy viewing.